Hello, Leah Cohen here. The last portion of my bone video, the axial skeleton. We're going to be talking about the vertebral column now. There are 4 curves to the adult vertebral column. The first one is the top one, the cervical column, and there are 7 vertebrae in that area. The next is the thoracic, the portion right here, and there are 12 vertebrae in that section. The next is the lumbar section. There are 5 vertebrae in that section. And the last is right here, the sacral, which has 5 fused bones. The primary are known as the thoracic and the sacral, and the secondary are the cervical and the lumbar. The cervical vertebrae have 7 vertebrae, C1 through C7. And the atlas is the very top vertebra, and it articulates with the axis, which is the next vertebra, and the head. And it is responsible for us being able to nod like this and do rotation. The what's unique about the transverse process of the cervical vertebra is that they all have holes in the to allow the arteries to go into the brain for blood supply. And the next is the thoracic vertebra, the section here, and there are 12 vertebrae in that section, TH1 through TH12, and the spinous process is the middle point right here, these middle points, and the transverse process are these side points right here, and the intervertebral foramen is the hole between the adjacent vertebra, and they are responsible for spinal nerves passing through them. And the body is the biggest part of a vertebra, and it is the round sections that form all right here. And the centrum is the central portion of the body of the vertebra. And the position of the intervertebral disc is they lie in between each vertebra, and they act as shock absorbers. The lumbar vertebra has 5 vertebrae in that section, L1 through L5. The sacrum has 5 fused vertebrae in this section, and they have 5 fused bones to form this section, the sacrum, and the coccyx is 1 fused bone down here, also known as our tailbone. We now are going to turn Mr. Skeleton around, and we're going to look at the sternum, which is this area right here. And we have the mambrium, which is this top area right here. We have the body, which is the middle portion right here. We have the xiphoid process, which is this little tip right here. And we have the jugular notch, which is the little arch, the little dip there. And the ribs, we have 12 pairs of ribs. So each, there's 24 total ribs. The true ribs are the first 7 pair, and they're true because they connect to the sternum. And then we have the next 3 pairs, which are 8, 9, and 10, and they are known as the false ribs, and they're false because they do not connect. And then we have the floating ribs, or the last pair, which are these 2 right here, 11 and 12, and they are not connected to the sternum at all, and they are only connected to the spinal column, which all the ribs are connected, but they're not connected in front. The head of the rib is the area that's connected to the spine, and the neck is this area right here that is close to the head, and the cervical of the rib is the notch that articulates with the transverse process of each vertebra. Thank you so much.